Welcome back, our dear viewers. The city of St. Catherine is an environmentally diverse area characterized by spirituality, and it's registered on the World Heritage List due to its rare landmarks. To shed the light about this very beautiful and important destination, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Yehia Abdel, our Tourism Ministry Counselor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Michelle.
Doctor, can you talk to us about the St. Catherine area as one of the unique global sites that combines all the three holy religions in just one site?
Well, actually, it's a unique location, like revered and respected by all monotheistic religions worldwide. The St. Catherine Monastery site has great plans by the Ministry of Tourism for development and rehabilitation, and that involves both, like infrastructure and superstructure.
Yes.
Of course, this is a well-lit site, thousands of years ago, and it's located in southern Sinai, and it's venerated and respected by all, like denominations of religions, and really they have great plans for its development, including a visitor center, a heritage museum, and diversity of lodging and accommodations, because as we know, there is the Mount Sinai, that, like a number of visitors like to climb, and it's like over 2,000, like meters high, and that means, that's why we are developing a mountain lodge. Another one is going to be an ecological lodge. A third one is going to be a resort for visitors and residents as well. Really, this is some of, aspects of this great historical, archaeological, and religious site.
Yes, indeed. Sir, what are the important shrines in this religious region?
Well, it's significant because this is the only location on the world that God revealed himself and spoke to Prophet Moses, and then later, he was delivering, the Ten Commandments.
Yes.
And this is part of, the monotheism, the Prophet Abraham, Jacob, Moses, Joseph, and the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So it has a very deep meaning for, mankind who loves to visit this location at least 2 times.
What is the importance, sir, of what was inaugurated by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli in tourism development?
Well, as I mentioned, the government, the Ministry of Tourism Antiquities, and the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Culture, they're working diligently to develop the site for local visitors, regional ones, and international visitors as well.
Yes.
That's why we are developing its infrastructure, a network of roads, transportation, and the superstructure. We're making developments for the Bedouins settlement, and then we're creating a residential complex for residents as well.
Yes.
And then we have an excellent network of road that, links the Great Revelation site to the Mount Sinai and St. Catherine. There is a greening of the area, because this is, desert and arid area, creating plantations that will, acquire, and grow medical herbs, which is very rare, and there's much demand on it, medically, and health-wise. And as from the tourist aspect, the site will be linked with the Gulf of Aqaba to create demand, from visitors coming from Jordan, from Saudi, and using the Red Sea as a vehicle for transportation as well.
Indeed. Dr. Abdel, can you elaborate on the Great Transfiguration project taking place in St. Catherine?
Well, really, the whole area has been, in the process of rehabilitation and development, as I mentioned.
Yes.
And as well, there is the St. Catherine airport as well. So all these, will make it accessible, affordable, and enjoyable to visitors. They can come by road. There's an excellent network of road that link them from the major capital, Cairo, over to St. Catherine monastery site, and they can fly to the St. Catherine Airport, and then those who are navigating, they can use like the ferries from Aqaba, from Jordan, like to reach like St. Catherine. So it's becoming very accessible, and it's linked, of course, with the resort areas of Dahab, Nuweiba, Sharm el-Sheikh. So it will have a great demand from even leisure visitors who like to come to go to the desert, visit the deserts,
Yes.
and make safaris and go to religious sites such as the St. Catherine Monastery and the Great Village.
Sir, on a wider scale, if we talk about Sinai, it's the Sinai Peninsula on the tourism map, what are the most important destinations to be visited if a tourist is coming to visit Sinai for a vacation?
Well, of course, Sinai enjoys beautiful and pristine beaches on the Mediterranean. It extends like hundreds of miles. So like east of Bor Said and Bor Tawfiq, there is El Arish, and there's lots of beaches, and there have been like great hotel resorts developed over 100 years over there. So this is one side. Again, we have Central Sinai, where, like caravans and those who enjoy the desert and the safaris, and the competition. This is another area. And there's some oases, and there's temples of Hathor. She was the goddess for the workers in the mines and looking for turquoise, and amasites, all the precious metals and copper of Sinai. Hathor, the goddess of love, joy, motherhood, and music, was the patron of Sinai throughout pharaonic time. And then we still have the south with its, unparalleled, location, which is the Mount Sinai, where Prophet Moses received the Ten Commandments, and this is the only site on earth, when a prophet, spoke to God.
Yes. Sir, if we back to St. Catherine and the first phase of the city of the Great Transfiguration project in St. Catherine includes the implementation of 14 projects, including the development of the existing Eco Lodge, the construction of new Eco Lodge, and the construction of Peace Square, the construction of Mountain Hotel, the construction of Visitor Center, new administration complex, the development of the touristic area, and development of the town center. The importance of establishing these Eco Lodges and a mountain hotel, how do you see that for the tourism in St. Catherine in particular?
Well, there is growing demand, for religious groups, coming from Asia, from Europe, from Africa, and from the Arab world. And many of them, they were following the journey of the Holy Family. And when doing these tours, a large number of them love to go to the St. Catherine of its historical, meaning and image. And country, it's run by Greek monks and priesthood. And it has, rare collections of manuscripts, in Greek, in Latin, in Arabic, so, and other, scriptures as well. So it's a great location to visit from historical heritage, archaeological aspect, as well as for its spiritual meaning that people love to go. And so that's why the government, is developing the site, because there are hundreds of thousands who flock to this location year-round, and some of them in the winter, they go up Mount Sinai, and that's why we developed the Salam Convention Center for meetings, for incentives, for exhibitions. So the whole area has been, had a facelifting to make it, contemporary and compatible with international travel.
Yes. Dr. Abdel Qader, now we hear a lot about the eco lodges and the ecotourism, and to what extent Egypt is attracting the tourists who are attracted to the ecotourism in areas like Sinai and Siwa and other places which are containing very interesting eco lodges as well.
Yeah, of course. This is, contemporary trend, worldwide. Visitors like to go, to natural places where there's no much, modernity, because it gives them some estrangement where they come from developing countries. And so they have sumptuous, hotels and resorts and all this. So they like to feel, the beat of real life. So that's why they like to go to agro places, agriculture. They like to go to mountain areas, deserts, like wildlife areas, like the safaris in Africa. And currently, just like yesterday, the TripAdvisor location for selecting top 25 hotels in the world.
Yes.
2 of these hotels are located in Egypt. So really, this is a great asset for us, as well as currently at the administrative capital, we're having the Equestrian Arab Championships. So we have a diversity in activities around the clock, both, as you said, like eco trendy and other aspects of the current hotels that has been ranked as top ones in the world.
Yes. Also, the project include the establishment and the development of the roads. To what extent the development of the road network is facilitating the transport and is attracting the whole system, could be attracting a larger number of tourists to visit this area?
Yes, this is definitely correct because when I was teaching at the College of Tourism, we had a trip, from Cairo. We reached, Mount Sinai in the afternoon. There was accessibility and a great networks of roads. And some of the roads, they were one lane, one direction. So they've been 2 lanes, 2 direct, for going from southern Sinai up to St. Catherine Monastery and up to Al Arish in the north. So this is very important because, traffic by road and for transportations of goods, services, facilities. So this is a great accessibility for Mount Sinai and St. Catherine and the Great Revelation site we are developing currently.
Dr. Yehia Abdel, our Tourism Ministry Counselor, thank you so much, sir, for your precious input and always a pleasure to have you with us, sir. Our dear viewers, with that we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show, brought to you here by myself, Maisty Rabia. Till tomorrow with another cruise. Goodbye and have a lovely day.